How about another round for Brewsday Tuesday? Here is Huck and Big Nate.
This thing has a reset button on it. I was trying to use it, but it didn't work.
Welcome in to another round, Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store. What if I just did everything in an NPR voice? Real soft whisper. We're talking about beer.
Oh, wait, you got to be a little more condescending if you're going to be NPR.
I don't know that I'm capable, you're right.
Okay, now you stupid people who don't know anything about beer, I'm going to explain to you why the bad beer was caused by Donald Trump.
I'll have a Hefeweizen.
Anyway, so I don't know who they're blaming on now. I don't listen. So we were talking about Beermail.
Yes, this is another round of Beermail.
Right. So I got to looking, and the Continental Congress appointed Ben Franklin to be the first Postmaster General in 1775. But he was in 1774, he was Postmaster General of Great Britain for the colonies, but they fired him because he was acting up. He was being a revolutionary. And then he only did it for a year, and then he went to France and apparently was in a lot of debauchery with royalty, but it sounded like fun.
Benjamin Franklin, this is the same man who had people who were hired during the Constitutional Convention. He had people who were hired to follow him around to make sure he didn't tell anybody, because what he would do is he would just get really drunk and then start talking.
Well, along the same lines, but not exactly. There's a guy that's an upper level employee of Apple who has twice left an undistributed Apple phone in the same bar in New York City, and BuzzFeed or somebody's got it, or no, it was that Wired or somebody's gotten it both times. Somebody sold it to him for $5,000. He left it at the bar. And it's like, you know, when we were on the iPhone 5, he left like an 8. And when we were on the 7, he left like an 11. He did it twice. And it was like,
can you imagine being the boss who like has to like,
Jimmy,
really again?
You left the phone again?
Once, okay.
Coming out of your stock bonus.
Again, man.
But anyway, so then the other great thing, the reason I bring this up is because I read an article about the Pony Express. Now, what's your envision of the Pony Express?
Cowboys. I mean,
right,
men with rifles on horses.
It's like, how long do you think they were around?
I mean, there's probably still places that get their mail delivered via pony.
Not at all. It started in 1860, okay, at the beginning of the war, in order to get mail to California from Missouri. That's where they ran, Missouri, California. And it only lasted 18 months. But you read about it, you think these guys did this for centuries. No, 18 months, and then they got the telegraph lines strung across the Sierra Nevadas, and they no longer needed it. And these poor guys all got fired. But so I mean, that's like, you think about that. But there's a whole list of things, and there's a couple of them I just want to point out. You know, in 1954, they reduced home delivery to once a day. Like, what were those poor guys doing prior to that? Like,
damn it, another package for Jones
today. Here you go.
Hell do I have to keep? Why don't we just batch it? I mean, that seems like common sense. Why don't we just batch this into one delivery?
Right, or even, I mean, I don't even know why they still deliver on Saturdays. I feel bad every time I, cut him off trying to get out from the mailbox on the highway on a Saturday. I'm like, why are you even working, dude?
Man. Yeah, the telegraph. You mentioned the telegraph. This is one. The invention of the telegraph, I mean, which obviously killed the Pony Express. Samuel Morse invented it because he was away, his wife died, and he didn't find out for 4 months.
Huh.
So he's like, to hell with this. We need a better method.
Well, that's good.
Let me kill the postal service.
Well, I always like to tell a story about there was somebody that was getting politics, an anti-gunner. And he's in the Virginia legislature. He's always trying to block, he was always promoting gun control laws. Well, then two guys, he was a lawyer, two guys broke into his office and pistol whipped him. And after that, he voted for concealed carry and everything else. And so then, of course, the comment from one of my people I know was like, we need a pistol whip a couple more of them. But never mind. I'm not recommending that. Please don't do it. So the other one was every door direct mail was introduced in 2011. You know what that is?
No.
Nobody does. I mean, but anyway, that's a big thing that they had to put on their site that happened. And then right now in 2014, we started to test informed delivery And then 2017, informed delivery was available nationwide. And I think there's a sign in the post office. I walk to the post office every day to get my mail. And it says, if it's in your mail, it's in your email. I'm like, well, that's redundant. If it's in my email, why is it in my mail?
I like the informed delivery.
You know what it is?
I actually use it.
Okay,
because
I did not know.
It tells me whether or not I actually need to go to my mailbox. Because what you get is a scanned image of the envelope, like who it's from.
So that's what they're saying. If it's in your email, it's in your email.
Yeah. So it saves me a lot of like unnecessary walks to the mailbox. I don't know. I'm impatient and I don't like mystery like that. Because it's real disappointing. You walk down and it's, oh, damn, it's just another phone book. I don't even need this.
It's part of my
wasting my time.
My not very large exercise program. Basically, my exercise program is every day I walk to the post office. Even on the days I know there is no mail, but it's like 5 blocks. Now I've moved now, so I have to drive to the post office. So this yesterday morning we walked up our street to the end of, I mean, we were in a small town. So we walked all the way from one end of the street to the other. And it's 0.6 of a mile. It's about the same as post office. I think the post office was 0.7 of a mile round trip, but there's hills in Blacksburg and there are no hills in Pembroke. So, and also we just found out now we live in Pembroke and our daughter works for the school and her future husband works for the school. Is like everything we do is reported back to them.
Oh yeah. Small towns are exactly like that.
I mean, they're not even the same town, but they're like, oh, my friend said you got some nice plants on the porch. I'm like, yeah. No, she goes, my friend said Liz is really doing one of those flowers. I'm like, Liz has never purchased a flower in her life. She would just kill it. I purchased the flowers. I put them up. I water them. Okay.
That would be my cue to go out and be like, well, the hell with these. These flowers are gone.
You're dead. So, I mean, they're doing real nice.
Neighbors talking.
They look good. Yeah, neighbors talking.
That was one thing that always frustrated me about the Andy Griffith show was how like micro that universe was and nobody had any sense of privacy. I'm a very private person.
I have private. I have privates.
My wife makes the joke that I border on being extremely antisocial.
Well, Liz is like that too.
And it's just, it's not like I'm a recluse. It's just interacting with people gets exhausting. Some of them are just so dumb.
You're a introvert, but you can do the radio because there's nobody else in here except when I'm here. You're probably nervous about that. I don't know.
Well, so I got a drink to get through it.
Heard you had a little project last night, right?
I did. Had to. Cat's got fleas. I have 3 cats.
My cat has fleas.
Big fat sucker. Anyway, so I'm giving them the flea bath, and
they're loving it.
Oh, they hated it. I got scratched on my arm, my toes, my butt.
So here's
like right where the cheek meets the thigh.
Here's what you do: is you open up the toilet and you pour the flea bath soap in there. Then you go get a cat treat and you pet the cat and you take the treat in its mouth. And then you walk in the bathroom and you drop it in the toilet and slam the cover down, put your foot on it. Okay. And then they will immediately begin the wash cycle. Then you flush it 3 times. Then you open all the doors in the house to the outside and stand behind the toilet and lift the lid. So you've washed the cat, you've rinsed the cat, and it will now dry itself.
I mean, there was that would be effective. There was a part of me that considered, we've got a pool in our backyard. It's
toss them in the
chlorinated. It's got algicide. What if I just threw them straight in the middle and then like made sure I got them out? Obviously, probably would kill the fleas, right? Like chlorine. It's gotta.
I don't know.
It kills all kinds of bacteria. I mean, fleas aren't bacteria, but
no, but they're probably gonna at least maybe. I don't know.
I've seen it kill bigger bugs. That's what I'm saying. So.
Oh yeah.
I really wish I would have thought of that yesterday.
I don't know about fleas and drowning. We maybe have to. We'll do some research that on a future show. But anyway, I just want to say,
you're real scientific.
Yeah.
All right, we should probably talk about the beer. This is Brewsday Tuesday.
Oh, that's right. But the beer is just here to make us talk and tell stories. So this is called Reset. It's a West Coast IPA from Torch and Crown Brewing Company. Again, from Manhattan. I mean, how much beer they have to make to afford to live in Manhattan? Have a place in Manhattan. I mean, that's high end. But anyway, this is looks good. I won't judge it yet. What are you drinking?
I've got the cold Box Tetris.
Tetris?
So another West
like
Coast IPA. Yeah, like the game.
Well, this is like other weeks. This is 5.6%. What the heck can you call yourself a? Oh, it's a pale ale. So no, that's fair enough. Should be about 6 though.
It's 7%, 7.5% ABV. It says, ever try to shove 10 pounds of hops in a 5-pound bag? When all the beer needs
Not
to stay
hops.
cold, but the only space left in the cold box is up, way up. You need a keen eye and even stronger stomach to make it all fit. This kind of Tetris is a game that can only be played, never won. I don't know what the hell they're even saying there.
Well, my dad always used to make a joke when he
That's
was
crazy.
using the porta potty, something about a 2-pound something in a 1-pound bag. I think that's where they're going with that.
Gotta be.
Dark brown humor. Brown humor.
I don't want to think about that while I'm drinking beer. That's gonna negatively affect my score for sure.
So it says this one says our brewers needed a reset. Time to get back to basics and brew beer like we used to in this country, with expressive aromatic Pacific Northwest hops and a clear, beautiful appearance. Like all dedicated brewers, our team spent countless hours designing a beer from grain to glass with extra focus on the detailed description of the beer itself. Pretty tasty, said the brewers. That was their detailed.
I'm picking up something here that probably should have been more apparent, but that reset button comes from the original Nintendo.
Oh, that is it.
And then
I thought it looked familiar. You're right.
This is Tetris.
Yeah.
So a bunch of nerds making beer.
Utility. It's okay. So it's got like sewing and this got like rivets in the corners of the pockets. So we're getting somewhere here. So the utility reminded me, I think I told you in the pause, but the people might want to hear it. The joke is a guy goes to work and they introduce him to his new employee, and his name is Wayne Bruce. And he goes, "Oh, Man Bat, my old nemesis." And no one in the whole office got it.
I'm hoping our listening audience is a little more intelligent.
I think so. I mean, Man Bat.
I mean, we all read comic books.
Right. And the movies, you know. But I mean, you know, the best thing about Batman is, what's his secret weapon? Money.
I mean,
it's like
Iron Man's the exact same way.
Right. All I got is wealth.
So I do have to ask, on screen, who's your favorite Batman?
Oh, I don't know. That's hard. I kind of like the one that killed himself. What's his name?
Well, the Joker was Heath Ledger.
No, that okay. The Batman with Heath Ledger, that one.
Christian Bale. All right.
Christian Bale. I kind of liked him, but you know, I like the original TV show.
I was gonna say Adam West.
Adam
Hands
West
down is my favorite. He is Batman.
He wore that underwear just like underwear.
That series just was so absurd. In the movie that came out, I think, after the series.
Yeah, it was
one of my favorite things. There's this scene in there where Batman's the Joker and the Penguin and the Riddler have all teamed up, and long story short, they're trying to terrorize Gotham, which is what they do. But they planted a bomb, and Batman's running around carrying this bomb over his head, and like he goes by like a maternity ward, and then a bus full of nuns. Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb, and then like ends up throwing it in the water. Apparently, Gotham's a Bayside town.
Well, Gotham is New York City. You know that?
I mean, why? But why is there a maternity ward on a dock?
You never know. It's New York City. Again,
that was the same movie where, because everything with Batman is bat related. He's got his batarang and he's got a bat copter,
bat cycle,
bat shark repellent.
But you know what he doesn't have? Is a bat 4-wheeler like a Razor. He needs one.
He does.
He does need one. And that's the only thing he doesn't. I don't think he has.
It would be incredibly handy.
Yeah. I mean, what are you talking about? I think it would be great.
The Gotham City Police Department's lousy.
Oh, they suck.
Just terrible.
I mean, yeah. Well, they're all on the take.
You got this wealthy, and I mean, I'm sorry, trauma with your parents dying aside, if you end up that rich, like, why would you risk it all?
It's just like maybe you didn't get a letter back from a pen pal. There could be that. You always got to bring it around.
Be a vigilante, and I'm just going to deal with postal-related crimes.
There you go.
People stealing.
Well, I was going to say there was that guy that kept all the mail for like 6 years.
And then they found it like after he died.
Yeah, he died, and they go in his apartment, and there's like 2 of the 3 bedrooms are filled with mail. And some of it was real mail.
Yeah, I mean, that's insane.
I mean, I get the junk mail. I mean, I'll just say this out loud. They'll probably sue me, but you know, the Roanoke Times sends me a newspaper every week or into my mailbox. I am a subscriber online to the Roanoke Times. They're just doing that to burst their numbers, to make it to screw the advertisers, and they're counting me twice. Right? Stop it.
Data manipulation.
Stop it. Right? I'm not a extra subscriber just because you gave me a free newspaper. I always ceremoniously pull it out of the box and walk over to the recycling bin and throw it in. Of course, then that postal guy lives in my apartment, takes it out and puts it back in my recycling bin.
Oh, he's very thorough.
Yeah, he got to be in the
Things
right
have
box.
to be in the right box.
The right box. So we got back to
that.
that one. I forgot about him.
Damn, we're going back 2 weeks.
Yeah,
we're killing it, Huck.
Oh yeah, I did actually put the newspaper in his, and my wife said, "That one yours?" I'm like, it's a newspaper. You shouldn't do that. I'm like, of course I should do that. This whole thing is ridiculous. Therefore, I should do that.
I
mean, if you can't laugh at people in a really sarcastic way, what can you do?
But I do have to remind you,
Uh-oh.
the phrase "going postal" exists for a reason.
Well, judging from his vehicle of choice and other items, I'm probably more heavily armed. I'm just going to say that. I come from the libertarian side of the street. We don't call 911.
And he drives on the wrong side of his car.
He does. He's got a van. How's he drive that thing? Oh, yeah. Hey, mate, you from England?
All right, we got to rate these beers. You've got the...
Oh, this one's easy. This is we were just talking about, maybe not on the air, how we need to get back to good old pale ales. My favorite style of beer overall, and this is a 5. So I may not have given you a good score on your Kolsch, but you need to make it a little more crisp.
You're not gonna find me arguing with you on my cold box Tetris.
5.
He's Huck's Beer Buzz on Untapped. I'm Big Nate, and cold box Tetris also getting a 5. I gave 5s both segments today, so
you're going to be a 5 whore.
Having a bad day or a good day.
A good day.
It's a good day.
A good day was had by all.
That's gonna do it for the Beer Mail edition. Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store. I'm Big Nate. He's Huck, and we'll see you again next week on 105.3 The Bear.